Today we're going to be talking about the simplest stove I know of, the cat food can stove.
The cat food can stove is a lightweight and simple solution. It costs almost nothing and is virtually indestructible.
Okay, the first thing we're going to talk about is construction. How do you make one of these things? So what you're going to need to make one of these is an empty cat food can, a pair of pliers, and a church key. All right, so to start this thing off, take that empty can and take that church key, and don't go all the way in and just pop it through like you would if you were on the top of a can, okay? If you do that, you're gonna have a big gash like this, okay? Way too low. There's no space for alcohol. It's not gonna burn right. What you wanna do is put your finger on that notch and then figure out how deep you want the hole and push it through like this. Pop it, right? Once you get it through, take your pliers, grab the little flap, pull it all the way up as high as you can without ripping the top of the can, and then take the flap, push it back through, and be real careful not to cut yourself. The can is going to be sharp. Take your pliers now, once it's on the front side here, grab that little notch, and then you just work it back and forth, okay? Just back and forth, and it'll pop right off, and then you've got that hole. What you want to do there is same thing, work those holes all the way around, and then you've got your stove. You're done. It's easy. Some people will use a hole punch. Pop, pop, pop. Good to go, but easy to do. All right, now for fuel, what you're gonna need for this is denatured alcohol. Denatured alcohol can be bought really at any hardware store, most Walmarts. Costs about $7-8 for a can this size. When I'm out in the field, I actually carry that denatured alcohol in a Martinelli's apple juice bottle. This is 10 fluid ounces and it'll get me 3 nights. All right, so now for use. All you do is really fill it with alcohol, light it, put your cookware right on top. You don't need a pot stand, it's very simple, and then you can just cook. Some wind guard might be nice, but this is all you really need. So to finish this video off, I'm gonna go ahead and take this thing, we're gonna light it up, see how long it takes to boil 2 cups of water, which is the standard amount of water for a full dehydrated meal. And after that, I'll show you clips from 2 different trips where I'm using this in the actual field.
All right, so I'm gonna take this denatured alcohol here, fill this thing up. And again, when you fill these up, you wanna put as much as you think you need. That's too much probably, but you can be as conservative as you need as well. Here we go. Now when you're lighting this, it's literally just touch it. And see, you can't really see the flame, but I can feel it, so I know it's on. Now that flame during the daytime, this is denatured alcohol, so the flame's gonna be invisible. But at nighttime, when it gets dark, you can actually see it. So let me shut this door actually and see if we can see the flame a little better. There it is. So now as it gets dark, you can really see that flame. Now I can tell you when it's wintertime, it's gonna be harder to light if it's cold, right? So you're gonna have to hold that lighter on it, heat it up a little bit before it actually ignites. But otherwise it lights pretty easily. So I've got 2 cups of water here in this cup. I'm gonna place it on here. Let's time it and see how long it takes to boil 2 cups. All right, we're 2 minutes in here. And we're boiling 2 cups of water. I can actually see little bubbles starting after 2 minutes. And you can see the stove's burning real well. Now it's a little windy, so I do have the wind guard up here, but I try to keep it maybe an inch off so it's not just too tight. I'm not melting the foil. All right, well, we are 5 minutes in and it is very close to boiling. I should say I'm at 6,000 feet elevation here as well. You know, I'm not at sea level, so we're up at 6,000 feet elevation. That would be high altitude if you're baking. And 5.5 minutes in, and we're almost boiling. I mean, you can see the water getting ready to boil. 7 minutes. We are at 7 minutes. That water's boiling. That's actually boiling more than it usually is when I go to cook. That's 2 cups of water, so if you're doing Mountain House, that's exactly what you'd need, and it takes 7 minutes to boil. And here we are, using this little cat food can stove, man, at altitude, boiling water, no problem. And if you ever do want to put one of these stoves out, you can literally just cap it, take the oxygen away, and here in a second, that flame will be out. So I've got some denatured alcohol. I filled up that little cat food stove with alcohol. And then this foil just comes around it like so. Well, it takes a little longer, but if you look here, this water's pretty much boiling. And for an alcohol stove at this altitude, that's about all I'm gonna get. And let's see if I have, yeah, I got a lot of fuel left.